In Valencia, Spain's iconic Cabañal market, next to a wine stall and across from a produce stand, there's a Greek stall where you can find the first traditional Greek pastry shop in all of Spain and two amazing treasures. Today we're going to talk about the veganized version of Greece's Portokalopita, the story behind it, and a little bit about vegan Greek food 101.
So, how Filo Crema started? Actually, 2 years ago we had the idea with Filipa to create the first Greek patisserie in Spain. So, we found this place in Mercado de Cabañal, and it's a 760 years tradition because the majority of the restaurant we have, it's a family recipes.
Although buying these desserts are great, Vasilis was kind enough to invite me into his home to share some traditional vegan Greek food and also show me how Portokalopita is made.
So Vasilis, you've told me that in Greece there actually are many dishes that are traditionally vegan.
Yes, many dishes. The vegan variations of the food, it's the food of the poor, because the meat used to be very expensive in Greece in the Second World War and First World War. So they look for more options in order to have food. The two most famous dishes of vegan in Greece is those two plates. This one is with grape leaves that is stuffed with rice and mint and other herbs.
And this is dolmades.
Dolmades, we call it dolmadakia actually in Greece. And we serve it with lemon and it's amazing. If you want, you can try one.
Of course, I'll definitely try one. Wait, I'll add the lemon. So I love this dish. I've had this dish multiple times before. If you're not familiar with dolmadakia or dolmates or stuffed grape leaves, however you want to call it, they're amazing. It's something simple but yet so flavorful. Stuffed with rice, I love it. It's one of my favorites. And what's this one?
And the second one is yemista. It's stuffed vegetables actually. Here we have peppers and tomatoes. And again we do it with rice inside of the tomato and the side of the peppers.
You can tell the vegetables are roasted too,
yeah,
and they look amazing. Very healthy, that's what I like about this too.
And olive oil, yeah?
Olive oil,
we use a lot of olive oil in Greece.
It's a very healthy dish. You can't go wrong with stuffed peppers or stuffed vegetables, and the rice is so flavorful and creamy too. Oh my goodness. It's nice that you don't have to veganize certain dishes, like you're saying. In Greek culture, there's a lot of dishes that are already vegan. So it's nice to know the names. If I ever go to Greece, I know what to ask for.
Yeah. It's a lot of dishes. For example, this is salad. It's very traditional. It's Cretan pan. We break it. We cut in small pieces the tomato, olive oils, a little bit of Greek oregano. I suggest the Greek oregano, I think it's the best because I'm Greek probably. And of course we have a lot of other dishes like leeks with rice, spinach with rice, we call it spanakorizo. We have a lot of pies that we stuff with vegetables. It's many dishes in Greece that from origin it's vegan. Mediterranean country, we have a lot of vegetables.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to remember. So thank you for letting me try this.
Next, it was time to learn the magic behind Portokalopita and why did he make it vegan?
The reason I started making vegan dessert was because they asked me, are you going to make vegan desserts? So I make a lot of experiments in order to have exactly the same taste with the original. The result was that I make the orange pie, the Portokalopita, and one vegan baklava. So now there is two delicious Greek desserts to try the vegan.
Okay, so you're going to show me how to make this amazing orange cake, Portokalopita.
Portokali means orange in the Greek language.
Alright.
It's one of the most famous desserts in Filo Crema. Let's start with the procedure. This is the Filo pastry that we use for baklava and for other pastries in Greece. So there is two options. One to leave it all day, one night to dry outside, or you can put it in the oven 110 degrees Celsius to dry for 1.5 hours. And the result that we have is this one. We break it with the hands in small pieces. Another thing, we need to prepare the syrup for the day before.
The syrup is made of what?
Water, sugar, and orange juice. But a lot of orange juice inside. So we cut the orange, we squeeze a little bit the water that has inside, and we add it in small pieces, and we put it inside. That's the first step. Then we add oil inside. Then we add the sugar. I take some of the peel and I put it inside. And now we need to mix it up a little bit in order to be smaller pieces. The second step, we put a little bit of soya milk inside, a little bit vanilla, baking powder. When I try to do this vegan dessert, I try to be exactly the same with the original, because what happened? Many will try to change one dessert and make it vegan, and we change completely the taste.
Yes,
that's the problem.
That's
the texture and everything. Yes. So my aim was to be exactly the same with the original. So I think it's 98% exactly the same.
Ah, okay.
I think another ingredient I'm going to change, in the original there is eggs. Here we're going to put banana.
Banana. If you didn't know that, banana can be used as an egg substitute because it's very good for binding. and depending on the dessert you're making, the taste doesn't alter it very much. So because it's a sweet dessert, that's why you found banana to work very well.
Yes, yes. And also because I have a lot of oranges inside and the orange juice, it
covers
completely the taste of banana. And again, we mix it together.
You just blend.
And now, the last ingredient, the filo pastry from the night before when we cook it in the oven.
So this has been drying since the night before?
Yes. I dried the night before and it will be ready. So we add it slowly in order to not create a mass inside.
One thing I do want to point out is that you had mentioned to me before that Filo pastry normally is vegan because they just use olive oil.
Yes, they use olive oil to make this one, or only water, salt and flour. Only this in order to make the Filo pastry. In Greece they don't use butter, they use a lot of olive oil to make the Filo pastry. Actually mainly they use olive oil.
Yeah, that's a nice little vegan hack as well if you ever go to Greece.
Now we take the tray and we spread it in the tray. And here is the first step of the famous portokalopita. And now we put it in the oven for 40 minutes. What it makes special portokalopita? I think the most special thing is that it's a family recipe. It's a grandfather recipe in general, and we make these desserts in special events, in Sundays, to celebrate things.
After the cake comes out of the oven, the decadent orange syrup is poured all over so the cake can soak it up for the juicy, spongy cake that is portokalopita.
Okay, now after this process, the best part, to try this. I've eaten this dessert multiple times already, okay? But this is genuinely the reaction I get every single time. It melts in my mouth. It's just a pop of orange like flavor. You don't taste the banana at all. It's just super juicy. It's amazing. It's one of the best desserts I've ever had in my life. Yeah, I'm lucky that I'm living here and I can have this as much as I want. So now you know. If you didn't know what portokalopita was before, you know now, and maybe you need to Google this like crazy so you can enjoy it sometime too. Or if you're in Valencia, you need to buy this ASAP.
The mission of Filo Crema, to make Greek desserts known here in Spain, to know something else, because the most famous dishes in Greece is moussaka, souvlaki and things like that, but there's also an amazing Greek patisserie in Greece, and I want the Spanish people to know that.